excited to go back to the office eventually. Okay, to go back once in a while at the office. But I'm more excited about the synergy that is being built, okay, among the teams, among the organization, and the foundation. We always thought about the foundation, that we created a good foundation over the years, Joe and I and Alain. But at the moment now, it's not us building that; it's also all the other people within the organization, and I truly feel that. Okay, on the bottom of my heart, I really feel that. And that is something that I'm excited about, to be honest with you. We talked about the market itself. Yes, we can talk about the market, that all the new opportunities, but at the other end, I think you need to have fun. You need to have good challenges. I'm a big sport person. I like the challenges. I do a lot of biking. I like the challenge, and so very often I don't do it alone. I do it with people around me. Okay, I do it with other team members. And that's what I feel now, okay, with Quovim, that I can do it with a team.
And you know, as I'm listening to you, Pierre, I'm realizing that this current situation that we're in has allowed us to bring all the employees that are think about it, remote, and we're all equal now. You know, we're all at the same place. Right. Whereas, you know, this bonding that we would do at the office sometimes, or we'd have, they would always, even though they're remote, and we try to include them via video, but this has brought us all kind of on the same level, right? We're all together, and that's what I like the most, is that they all get to feel part of what we're doing. And I feel a lot closer to those team members than the way we used to before. It's seeing all these technologies that we've invested time and energy that are starting to come up. That's a little bit more on the business side. And also the other thing that in the exercises we've done in terms of our growth plans and things like that, the growth sectors that we've identified are the sectors that are, thriving today under a certain extent, right? With the demand and things like that, or are going to continue to thrive, So those are contact center environments and things like that. But that's stuff that's pretty exciting when you think about it. And I'm excited about the change that this has brought, and the new way of doing business. It's already redefined things. So those are the things that I think is really good things to look forward to. I think from a business, so our customers, the contact center industry overall, hopefully, I think what we're starting to see now is a bright future in terms of more adoption of the technologies that we've been talking about, for the last, I'll say, 10 years or so. So it's really a bigger push on the multi-channel aspects, a bigger push on, the chat bots and the AI and solutions like that. And then I think it's also a stronger integration between all these platforms. And this is stuff we talked about earlier on in the conversation. Yeah. But I think it's really the adoption of this, and the realization of the light that is now shined on the contact center, or the communications aspect of each business, right? So we talked about how businesses now all of a sudden realize the importance of communications, whereas before it was their storefront and, one number to be reached. But now all of a sudden they never thought about being reached by email or through the website and things like that. So it's all these aspects, for some of those customers. And then finally, I think it's, finally a greater adoption of the cloud. Okay, so when we look at the overall contact center industry, it's a known statistic that there's about 15% of contact centers that are cloud-based today. So I think that now, with all the cloud solutions that are out there, the cloud solutions that we're pushing for the industry, I think you're going to see a much greater adoption of that, and much more talk. So I think what was probably for some customers 3 years out is now, I would say 12 to 18 months out, right? Or things like that. So it has, reduced significantly, and I'd say probably even less than that, maybe even 12 months out. But we definitely see more talk about a move to the cloud now. So those are the things, I think, when you look at the future of the contact centers.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know that you're looking also on your end, Joe, is it's beyond the technology, okay? With all that customer journey and all that, that is something that maybe it's even more ideal for us. Maybe that was not necessarily addressed, that now we will want to address the customer and the employee journey.
Yeah, and no, that's a great point. I'm glad you mentioned it, because this is what leverages our SSA acquisition that we did 2 years ago, right? So the vision of us being able to, have these journey level discussions, but being able to basically have this, this journey mapping, this customer experience and everything, because again, there's going to be a bigger push towards all the other channels. There's going to be a bigger demand in terms of monitoring and managing and taking out extracting the KPIs and all that, and measuring customer satisfaction. And not only are we looking at those tools, but we've invested in those processes and the training for our people to be able to do that. So that's something that I'm quite excited about, because that means, we're going to be at the discussions even before the, even before the technology, even before the solutions are talked about. It's really just trying to see how can we help customers optimize their communications? How can we, customer experiences, what are the stats looking like, and all those things. So we can start to, put the tools in place, let them run, let them listen, as we say, let them collect the data, and then we can come back and improve, et cetera, down the road. Not a lot, but what keeps me up at night, maybe my teenagers, when they decide to make grilled cheese and smoothies after midnight. That's probably what keeps me up at night. But realistically, I think I think it's more the hope that, and again, I do sleep well as well, thank God. But I think it's more, is it behind us? Is it truly behind us? We're talking about the second wave and things like that. So. It's more the unknown of what can happen come the fall, but again, I would say it's a little bit the unknown of what could happen again. But again, I do feel that whatever happens, communications are going to continue to happen. We're ready. We have the tools to be ready. People need to continue living and ordering and surviving and all those things. So, some industries will have a peak. We'll be ready for it. So, I don't know. Overall, Pierre, I mean, I'm okay. I don't know. What do you think on your side?
On my side, I mean, I don't have any kids at home anymore. Okay, so I could sleep. I don't have anybody waking me up. And in terms of, and I sleep well. I sleep well because just before the reason I was giving you just before, in terms of the people, okay, and how the people reacted, and now with the foundation we built. So I sleep well. Maybe the only thing is that when I wake up is that my concern or the challenge is, okay, how we're going to keep the people in with the interesting project. It might be slower a little bit, just going back to what could happen with the second wave, whatever. So how quickly our customer will start again, new project, will be able to start new project. So making sure that for our resources, both for their career, okay, and then their challenges that they want to face, that we have the projects, okay. So we have to we have customer project, but also maybe internal projects. So that's also the only concern I may have, or questioning that I have when I wake up. Okay, so what can we come up with in terms of interesting challenges for the organization, okay? For all of us. So that's it.